match in the 3+1 portion. But as we speak, we are off, and again, we see 1d4 by Wenjun. And let's see if Polina again is going to play the semi-Taraj. It didn't quite work out in game one, and that's why she goes for something different.
Yeah, she goes for this knight bd7 variation of the Queen's Gambit declined. And it's designed to fight against bishop to f4. And instead we see exchanges and the bishop coming out to g5. Bishop goes back to h4. And now black will be playing to make some trades. You want to be either going rook to immediately, or you want to go rook to e8. But there we see it played directly. Queen to c2. Rook e8, some very fast moves there from Polina. She knows exactly what to do. Rook a b1, b4, b5 is incoming.
Yeah, knight e5, also a nice move by Wenjun, stepping the knight in the middle of the board. Okay, so let's see what Polina is going to do. The knight in e4, I don't think it's currently under attack, as after white takes everything, there will be f7, f6. Bishop f5, a very solid move, as f2, f3. I think black just can take on c3 for some more trades, and black is extremely solid always in these Carlsbad type of positions.
Yes, it's difficult not to crack, and there we do see black hasn't done anything wrong. You know, they've challenged for the center. They have now good pieces. The bishop is out there on f5. It's participating. Usually it's saddled there on c8 with no role. And I think Polina can be very happy with the outcome of this opening. She, I think, has more or less equalized.
Yeah, and I think so as well. She already traded off one bishop. We might see some more trades here. We see rook fe1. Okay, so let's see what Polina should do here. She goes g6, defending the bishop on f5 once more. Maybe aiming to go knight d6, but Wenjun very quickly goes f3 to create some play in the center. I like it.
I like it too, but I also really like this response of going knight to d6. It's the perfect square for the knight. Rook to b8 there from Polina. e4 incoming. It's an interesting kind of position, because actually you don't really want to be going d takes e4. You want to be standing with the tension in the middle of the board, because d takes e4 will simply help white go f takes e4, and suddenly there's an f line opened up for white to attack. So just wait, and Polina knows exactly what she's doing. She's so quick.
Yeah, she plays so quickly, and she's almost up a minute on the clock, so hey, maybe the 3+1 portion gives her better chances. King g7, again, she's thinking on Wenjun's time, so that as soon as Wenjun moves, she has a response ready. Rook 88, tricky move, threatening to take on e4, and then the d-pawn would be pinned, so rook takes c5 would win the game. I like what she's doing. I think you're absolutely right. Don't take on e4 too early, as that's only going to help white with the half-open f-file.
Yep, and well, necessary move there from Wenjun. Queen to e3, b6, perhaps preparing c5, breaking open the position. And there you can see that things are not going Wenjun's way, because she's just moving the rook b1 to d1. Now the queen comes to f4. And there's a trick on the position. Hang on a second. There's knight takes g6.
Knight g6 is a threat indeed. Alright, so let's see what Polina is going to do. Taking on d4 makes sense. Queen c2, there's just rook d2, so that doesn't seem to do a whole lot. I don't think there's a tactic, but she surely must be looking for something. It feels like there might be something in this position right here.
Yeah, like, where do you want to put your queen? Do you want to go queen to c3? Do you want to take on e4? Is it now the right time? No, she goes knight to h5, and that's given as a big mistake. I'm not entirely clear why. Knight to f6. Queen can step back to f4 if Wenjun's happy with the draw.
Yeah, silent draw over there by Polina. Maybe you can also go rook c1, hitting the queen. Oh, she goes queen f4. Okay, so Wenjun happy with the draw here. Polina, okay, I think Wenjun might take the draw. She is behind on the clock. She's up in the match. She might not like her position, so why not take the draw? Let's see if Polina will take it. I mean, if you don't go knight f6, then knight g4 will be annoying. Knight g4?
Well, she said no to the draw. And there comes knight to g4. Now the rook has to move over to h8 to defend h6. Is either that or going g5, and I'm sorry, you don't want to be compromising your structure like that. Yeah, white's taken over.
E5, nice move by Wenjun. That's the thing with her pawn push, E3, E4. Black never had to take it because E5 was never in the position. Now with the knight out of the way, this pawn advances and white has a very nice majority on the king side. I like rook c1 here, grabbing the open file, as black is not in good shape to contest it with rook c8, as white can always take, and the pawn on h6 hangs, and yeah, Wenjun goes for it.
Yeah, and it's such an elementary plan as well. You can just park up your rook to c6, double on the c line, and you can even sit there pretty with your knight on f6. And there you go. It's on the board. And there's no way to get this knight on h5 back into the game. The rook on h8 is saddled on a miserable square. No, 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 no. Polina needed to take the draw. She had to play the position and not impose her will on the game.
Alright, so we see a trade on c6, Wenjun now having the only open file on the board. I also loved your idea of knight f6, as black is not a good shape to take, as white can recapture with a fork. And after knight f6, you can also consider going g3, g4, as all of a sudden this knight is trapped, as you pointed out. So we see knight b4, Polina trying to create some counterplay, but ooh, what about e5, e6 here? That looks quite scary.
It looks incredibly scary, and yeah, who would like a queen, a rook, and a knight coming at them? No, a queen at e5 check is devastating. And that was the consequence. And there we can see queen to e7. The queen humbly returns to where she came from. And you've got rooks to c7. So you have to... Hang on a second. Is there knight takes... Oh, there's... You don't need to be fancy. You can go rook c7 and that's absolutely fine. And... rook takes...
Yep. This is crushing. Knight takes e5 and everything collapses for black. So Wenjun is going to take another game. Rook takes a7 or g4, trapping the knight.